Hey guys, welcome back to the Forward Peer channel. Coming at you with a new series, WWE, doing the pay-per-views, the weekly shows, Raw and Smackdown, maybe 205 Live, and we giving predictions out for WrestleMania or Fastlane, pay-per-views going forward. So today we're gonna start off with the, February 27th episode and February 28th episodes of Raw and Smackdown, respectively, and then we're gonna wrap it up by giving the Fastlane predictions. Alright, this Monday Night Raw takes place in Green Bay, Wisconsin. To kick off the show, Goldberg comes out, cuts the promo about the Universal Championship and bringing it home to his wife and his son. And that brings out Kevin Owens. And to name off a few names of the superstars he's beaten: John Cena on his first night, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. Just to name a few. You guys know what Kevin Owens did. He beat up a lot of guys. We're not gonna mention too much about it, but yeah, he starts calling Goldberg out. He says, Goldberg, the longer the match goes, the more is in my favor, and we're gonna. That's true, man. We all know Goldberg squashed Brock in a minute and 26 seconds, and the longer the match goes on, Goldberg will not win the match because he will blow up in the ring. And trust me, he hasn't even taken a bump yet. He's been in WWE for about 4 months. He hasn't even taken a bump, so that bump isn't going to come probably into WrestleMania 33, and it's probably going to be an F5, and it's probably going to send him out for the sunset. But I don't really think after WrestleMania Goldberg's going to leave. I think he's going to wrestle again. Maybe at a SummerSlam to build up another program with some other guy. Maybe Goldberg and Roman Reigns might be a money match. We don't know, but I definitely don't see Goldberg, leaving after WrestleMania 33. So. Then we go down the line, next segment, to this horrible WWE always does this shit, trying to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Roster botch from the night before, and they did this thing where New Day came out to announce their opponents. Like, their opponents have either been mediocre talent, such as the Shining Stars or Rusev and Jinder Mahal, which I personally think Rusev deserves something better than teaming with Jinder Mahal. He was just the United States champion, about 4 months back? So, yeah, but this stuff is ridiculous. But yeah, he deserves more, man. But they did the obvious botch. When at the Oscars they named the wrong movie of the year or whatever, however it went. But they named the wrong name for that category. They knew they did the same thing when saying the Shining Stars were their opponents coming out and to reveal under a card, nonetheless, that it was Rusev and Jinder Mahal to come out to compete, which we've probably done seen this match a lot. But at the end, I guess you might want to say it got interesting because Rusev and Jinder Mahal were teasing a breakup, a dissension of some sort, but friction. Yeah, but nobody really want to see Rusev, fight Jinder Mahal. Like, come on, man. Who's Jinder Mahal? This guy's not over at all. He has no kind of heat. But WWE does these stupid things where, they give guys, guys could be on a push. They halt their momentum. Rusev was just the United States champion not too long ago. But as we say, once you go down to the hands of the guy, Roman Reigns. I'm not a Roman Reigns hater personally. It's just that they're trying too hard to get this guy over, and it's not working. He's over with some kids, with some, with the ladies, but the guys, the older men aren't really behind this guy. Maybe a heel turn get him behind this guy, but like I was saying, but once you go down to the hands of Roman Reigns, you're never the same. So Rusev, yeah, they're feuding or whatever. I guess, man, we'll see where this takes us, man. Rusev deserves better. I would have personally liked to see him, keep that U.S. strap, go to WrestleMania probably, and face Kurt Angle for that title. Kurt Angle necessarily doesn't have to come back to win the match. He can put over Rusev, and Rusev get that rub that might propel him into the main event picture for the Universal strap. That way you build two new stars, because Rusev is awesome, man. Trust me, this guy's funny. He's an athletic big man, but he isn't utilized well. So next we're gonna talk about who? Charlotte and Sasha. the Bailey, the Smudge, or whatever you want to call it, the four horsewoman 3/4. Uh, so advertised earlier in the night, it's supposed to be Charlotte and Dana Brooke taking on Bailey and Sasha Banks. Next segment we got is Akira Tozawa versus Noam Dar. Nothing to say much about this match. Akira Tozawa picks up the win. After the match, Tozawa, celebrates, but Brian Kendrick comes off the commentator's table and he nails him, and then he lays him out in the end of the match basically. And he just tells him that lesson by lesson. So that's going to lead up, building the program up. It's always nice to have something to do with the cruiserweights. They've really been a dud on Monday Night Raw, but they have a couple programs going. Neville and Gallagher. That's a pretty good feud, and now we got Brian Kendrick and Tozawa. It's looking pretty nice. It's looking good on the up and up. What can I say? The cruiserweights are, gaining some steam a little bit. I ain't gonna go overboard.
And we ready for Austin Aries to come up, man. Hopefully they get the match at WrestleMania between him and Neville. I love to see that match, or possibly a cruiserweight championship ladder match. I guess. And I think that's the direction they're probably going. But for me, I want to see Austin Aries versus Neville.
I think the ladder match. I think the ladder match is better because you need to get as many people on that card as possible. You don't want to just have it every big match for a title be a one-on-one match. This year the Intercontinental Championship match is not going to be in a ladder match in the Smiles or whatever. We're getting a pretty good one-on-one bout, which we talk about later. But for the Intercontinental title and the U.S. title as well, so we're gonna need that ladder match to replace the Money in the Bank, which is gonna be the cruiserweight ladder match. I hope. Cedric Alexander needs that title. He's over, man. So we're gonna jump into the next match, man. Bailey and Sasha are in a tag team match versus Charlotte and Dana Brooke, which is advertised before the show. But Charlotte gets on the microphone and tells the audience that Dana Brooke, her protege, is not going to be her tag team partner, which we get Nia Jax coming out, and Nia Jax looks like a monster in this match. She's throwing Sasha and Bailey around, hitting them with all her signature moves, and she picks up the win on the champion. That's great because she's looking like the monster that she should have been booked as in a Survivor Series matchup. She's looking like a monster. The female counterpart to Braun Strowman, even though she's not going to be built like as Braun Strowman because the women's division is not deep, but she's looking really good against the top 3 women of Raw. Just don't mention, Big Cass and Luke Gallows. Not much of a match really. Just a filler match, just to get get some heat into the feud. And Sheamus and Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil is, I guess he's the new Santino Marella with the comic relief. He's getting some offense in the first couple of minutes, but when he turns around into a brogue kick and the match is over. So you go to the bathroom, you might miss it. And then we get to the third hour. No, what is it? The second hour of the show, which is the Seth Rollins segment, which was okay. It was okay. Seth Rollins he's not really comfortable babyface. He's not sympathetic enough to, draw that sympathy from the audience. And you got people out in the audience chanting for CM Punk. The Rock started all this shit, last week, chanting CM Punk, and it's crazy. But people in Green Bay, you have to show some respect, man. CM Punk is, he's probably done with the WWE. We always say never. I know we all want him back, but just respect the talent that's in the ring doing what they do. Unless it's Roman Reigns or the cruiserweights, they're not over at all. But yeah, Seth Rollins comes out, talks, briefly, says he's not looking good for WrestleMania. But later on, the game's music hits. They probably getting Seth Rollins a little tease, but when Triple H came from behind the curtain, the crowd popped hard and loud. Triple H cut the promo. Samoa Joe's in the background. Triple H gets on the ropes, on the apron, threatens Seth, tell him do not show up at WrestleMania. And Seth Rollins tells Triple H that he's going to be at WrestleMania. So it looks like Seth Rollins and Triple H, we're gonna get that at WrestleMania in some shape or form. I just don't know if it's gonna be a match. We don't know how good Seth Rollins is gonna be, how his knee's gonna be, or I hope it's a regular match. But looking more and more like it's not going to be. It's like it's going to be some unsanctioned fight, which can be cool. But I would rather much see a match because it would do the storyline justice rather than this unsanctioned fight. That would just add more heat to the program itself.
And if Seth Rollins can't go, man, I heard this rumor about Finn Balor being a replacement. I'd love to see that match with Finn Balor versus Triple H. It'll give Finn Balor something to do if he do not go after the Universal Championship after his scheduled appearance. So his scheduled appearance is after Fastlane, I believe. And they'll build something up to him with the Universal Championship. I would love to see him go up against Triple H at WrestleMania.
I know we sound really bad. That the quality is really bad. We're using a headset here. We just holding it, in front of us. But we're looking to upgrade and get, a better microphone. So bear with us here, man. But we're gonna continue, man. Shout out to the Big Show. Big Show versus the Shining Stars. Big Show smashes him. Big Show is in great shape, man. His match with Shaquille O'Neal might not happen this year, so we might get to see a Braun Strowman Big Show match in the Memorial Battle Royal or a match 1-on-1. I don't know how good it's going to be because their match a couple weeks ago on Raw, or what was it, last week, was pretty good. And I don't know how
it was more than good. It was a great match.
Yeah, I don't know how those two big guys are on the top that, but anything's possible, man. The WWE. But shout out to the Big Show though, man. He looks real good, man. Check him out on Instagram and all that good stuff, Twitter. He's posting those pictures, man. That guy looks jacked. He's in the gym,
putting that work in.
So Big Show, man. Shout out. Jack Gallagher and
T.J. Perkins
versus Tony Nese and Adrian Neville, the king of the cruiserweights. Neville's look real awesome, man. This guy looks like a fucking beefed up Roman Reigns small version, man, with these cruiserweights, man. But he can do so much more. He isn't doing much of the high flying stuff, which is sad, but he's still awesome. And this match was okay. It was a bit of a So T.J. Perkins had the submission on Tony Nese, and Neville just kind of walked out, and Tony Nese tapped out. He was forced to tap. We got a backstage segment with Bayley and Sasha after their match. They're icing their necks, and Bayley's talking to how Charlotte always has a plan, and she's gonna start needing eyes behind the back of her head. And she asks Sasha to be in her corner at Fastlane. And Sasha tells her she's going to be in her corner, but Stephanie McMahon comes into the segment and shoots that down real quick because now we're going to have a rematch from the Royal Rumble pre-show. Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks at Fastlane, so there's not going to be Sasha Banks in the corner of Bayley. But look for Sasha to maybe turn heel here. They need to revamp Sasha because she's not over. She's not going to lose any steam from losing to Nia Jax, which come later in the Fastlane predictions. But I need to turn her heel now and then get some more heat, which can lead on to the WrestleMania match with Bayley and Charlotte and Nia Jax. And then later on after that, we get another backstage segment with Samoa Joe talking to Cesaro. I think this was early on in the night. But yeah, they had some history down in Ring of Honor. So they rekindled that here in the WWE. It's good to see those guys, rekindle their big stage. The big time leads the WWE, and so shout out to those guys, man, for making it. So that later on they have a match. It was a quick match. They had to hurry up to get to the main event segment, and time was running over a little, so they had to hurry up. They still put on a good match, but we all know that Cesaro and Samoa Joe can knock the ball out the park with what these guys are doing in the ring. And we already know Cesaro is awesome. Joe is amazing here on the main roster. Damn near the best heel they got besides, AJ Styles and probably Braun Strowman. But yeah, and Roman Reigns. But yeah, after the match, Joe hits him with the Uranagi, pins Cesaro 1, 2, 3, and he gets an interview with the at the top of the ramp, and he's shooting down Cesaro, saying that he's beating up Seth Rollins and Cesaro and Sami Zayn, and Samoa Joe looking awesome. But Sami Zayn comes out from the other side of the arena and attacks Joe. Then he hits him with this, his signature over the top rope front flip, and that is the segment because the security pushes Joe out of the way and pulls him to the back, and Sami Zayn's left on the stage looking like a hero. And then here comes the main event segment. First we get Braun Strowman out. Then he goes in the ring to confront Commissioner Foley, or General Manager Foley. Sorry about that. And Strowman's basically telling Mick Foley he's not the man that he used to be. Foley's been getting his ass chewed out the last couple of months, with the whole job review, and today when Stephanie told him that he was a shell of himself, and Braun told him he was a shell of himself, and then Mick Foley got fired up like the time when he lost his teeth when he was talking to Sami Zayn. But it's good to see Mick Foley with that fire, man. Mick Foley's a legend, one of the best promoters of all time, and he really got that fire lit up under him, and then Braun trying to step to him, he smacked the microphone out of his hand, and out comes Roman Reigns, and they get in the ring and they brawl around the arena, Then Roman Reigns hits Braun Strowman with this spear over to knock down the barricade, and some poor security guard was in the way. I don't know why he didn't think to move, but yeah, he was in the way, and Roman Reigns kind of speared Braun through the security guard, through the barrier, and got in the ring, and Braun just got up like it was nothing, got back in the ring, and he threw Roman Reigns into the turnbuckle, which was obviously gimmick. It sounded like a gun went off. He hit it. He threw him into the turnbuckle. And the turnbuckle imploded and came out. Roman Reigns sold it like Dolph Ziggler there. But yeah, and Braun signed the contract, left the ring, and Roman Reigns is picking himself up off the floor, holding his chest, and you see that bravery of him signing the contract even after what Braun Strowman did to him. So this match could be awesome, man. So tune in to Fastlane tomorrow night. I don't know when it's gonna go up, but tune in to Fastlane. We got WWE Network, and watch it.
So the end all be all, the Monday Night Raw was a good Monday Night Raw.
Good enough. It was okay.
But the only part I didn't understand is how you going into the Fastlane, your pay-per-view before WrestleMania, and you don't end the show with the Universal Championship, and that's your main event of Fastlane. You ended with Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. They're not the main event of Fastlane.
You never know what the main event of Fastlane is with Vince McMahon. He loves Roman Reigns and he loves Braun Strowman, so that could be the main event. Because you have to know that Kevin Owens and Goldberg isn't going long, probably 2 minutes at the most. I mean, even though that's not the way Kevin Owens should be booked, but hey, it's Goldberg we're talking about. He can't do that much at 50 years old, so we'll see. But Raw was okay. It was decent. It wasn't bad. I've seen better. But all in all, it was okay. Now on the Fastlane predictions. Starting off with the kickoff show, we got Rich Swann, Akira Tozawa versus Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar. Well, I'm taking Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa. For one, Brian Kendrick's beginning the upper hand on Tozawa, and Rich Swann is returning back from injury. Plus, Noam Dar pretty much eats all the pinfalls in the cruiserweight division. So, I'm going to take the team of Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa. What you think, Mr. Pierre?
I will also be taking the team of the returning Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa. Kendrick got the upper hand on Tozawa last week. This Sunday, Tozawa will win the match and get the pinfall over Noam Dar.
Kicking off the main card, Enzo and Cass versus the Club, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. I'm going to go with Big Cass and Enzo win by disqualification, because you got to prolong this feud up until WrestleMania, into some multi-man tag team match on the Raw side for the tag team titles. So yeah, I'm going to go Enzo and Cass via disqualification.
I will also be going end zone cash via disqualification to prologue the rivalry or whatever you want to call it to WrestleMania and work some type of multi-man match with Cesaro and Sheamus.
Because you got to have the former tag team champs in there some way. They've been doing all these things for the last couple of months leading up to a match. So I figure WrestleMania, they're going to be a multi-man match. So we'll see. But those are our predictions for that match. Now we're taking it on to Sasha Banks and Nia Jax. Nia Jax hands down. It's got to be a squash match to really get Nia Jax over that hump and beat the former Raw Women's Champion and Sasha Banks, because it'll really elevate her, because she already got a pinfall victory over the current champion Bayley, and her just smashing Sasha Banks would really prove good for her momentum. I assume that Mr. Forward Pier, he agrees too, so we're going to just go ahead and move on to our next contest. We're going to have Neville taking on Jack Gallagher. Adrian Neville, hands down. Even though I would love to see Jack Gallagher with the championship, even though we know that the title moves fast, changes hands fastly in the cruiserweight division, I'm gonna take Adrian Neville to retain because he just won the belt, so it's not his time to really get rid of that title. Maybe WrestleMania, maybe SummerSlam. I'm predicting Neville to walk out of Fastlane. Going to go Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe, which is probably an obvious match of the night, but I'm not going to call it my match of the night. I'm going to leave that down later. Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe, probably going to be a great match, a good match. Samoa Joe probably is going to smash Sami Zayn, but we might get a run-in from a Finn Balor. Finn Balor scheduled to work the live events coming up, and he might be on Raw, so we could get that Finn Balor run in here and get Sami Zayn that's still of a victory over Samoa Joe, the upset, which is good for Sami Zayn and also doesn't hurt Samoa Joe at all, which might build to the potential match of Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. We know what these two did in NXT, so they could, WWE could do that. We shall see Sunday, so we gotta tune in and watch. I'm guessing Forward Pier, you agree?
Yes.
On to the next one. We're gonna have Bayley, Raw Women's Champion, taking on Charlotte. Everybody knows how this is gonna go. Charlotte is gonna win the belt for a fifth time and build to the WrestleMania match. Nothing else needs to be said. We're gonna go Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. This is my match of the night. I think these guys really can do something with this, with this storyline. This match. This might be the match of the night. Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, two big hosses. Roman Reigns is really good, man. So, and he probably can carry Braun a little in this match. He really won't have to do much but bump around for me. But this could be match of the night if they give it a chance, and if they really work their asses out, they can really make this match of the night. This is personally my match of the night. I would presume Forward Pier might differ from that. I think he would go Zayn Joe match of the night. What you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Zayn and Joe. They're familiar with working with each other. It goes back to Ring of Honor, etc. So Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe is my match of the night. But don't sleep on Braun Strowman. He's one of my favorite superstars on Monday Night Raw. I love this match with the Big Show. He showed what he can do. Even though he's a big man, he still can fly around and do this kip ups and stuff like that.
Do his thing.
So
now for the main event. There's a lot of things that can come to play here. I've been hearing that maybe a Triple H could come out and help Kevin Owens, or a Chris Jericho come out cost Kevin Owens, or a Brock Lesnar could come out and cost Goldberg. It really wouldn't make sense for Brock Lesnar to do that. You want to be fighting for the the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. So I would think Brock stays far away from this match. I wouldn't put Chris Jericho away yet, but maybe they save that for tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. Cause either way, if Kevin Owens loses, he's gonna have to get his, championship rematch automatically. So, you know, we don't know where that's gonna take place. It can't take place at WrestleMania because Goldberg's already booked. So it might take place on a Raw leading up to WrestleMania. You know, we'll never know. But my pick, I'm going with Goldberg, pretty much like all of you guys are, and we are, and head on to WrestleMania from there. And everything else after this pay-per-view should be, the build to these major matches at WrestleMania needs to be excellent. Needs to put us, needs to really want us to watch the card for WrestleMania. And WrestleMania just draws itself, but now is when we need to start getting steamrolled to the biggest pay-per-view of the year.
On the Kevin Owens Goldberg match, my take is, and my pick, I want to go with Kevin Owens. I just don't like the idea of Goldberg walking in as Universal Champion at WrestleMania and dropping it to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's not going to beat her when if he wins the title from Goldberg. He's not going to beat her as much as Kevin Owens would beat her. And Finn Balor, when he comes back, he has to have an automatic rematch. I do not want Finn Balor to face Brock because we all know Finn Balor will more likely lose that match. And it could be a fairly good match, but we all know the outcome of that match. That's why I would like Kevin Owens to win here. If he wins here, you can have more credible feuds going down the line, leading up into SummerSlam, all that type of atmosphere in the pay-per-views and such. So I would pick Kevin Owens, even though Chris Jericho is rumored to come back and they face up at WrestleMania, but I still like Kevin Owens in this match. So I'm picking Kevin Owens, and I go over it.
Tell us what you think in the comment section. Whether you agree, disagree.
Okay, kicking off Smackdown Live, we have the Miz TV segment with John Cena. Miz shoots about how John Cena has the air of the higher ups and to get everything he wants within the WWE, and how he's held down competitor after competitor after competitor over the years. And how at WrestleMania 27, it was the last time they met at a WrestleMania, they main evented, and Miz came out on top with the victory. And how 2 weeks later, John Cena was in the era of higher ups, and he got a main event match with The Rock at the next WrestleMania. So John Cena responds with typical John Cena response.
Program with the Miz right now. John Cena, he comes back great. His promo work is awesome, man. John Cena, shout out to John Cena, man. Great guy, awesome. Awesome work in the ring. He's lightening down, in his upcoming years. But this John Cena, I'm really liking this John Cena. Even though I'm not a John Cena hater, I've been to support John Cena. He's got he's a great in-ring talent. He's really pulling off his great matches later on in the career, like nowadays. Royal Rumble, him and John Cena, him and AJ Styles had the match of the night at Royal Rumble. Pretty good, and I believe that this program with the Miz can be okay just off their promo work alone. These are two of the best talkers in the company. Just look at the Miz promo on Talking Smack on Daniel Bryan. Still talked about to this day. And John Cena, we all know what John Cena is capable of. But yeah, the Miz and John Cena are out there shooting. And then when John Cena says the line about him not being in a program with the Miz at this time of year, Maurice kind of takes the microphone away from the Miz, and she kind of gives John some shit, and she takes a whack at him. She smacks him in the face, and John says she made a mistake, and out comes Nikki Bella, and that's when the shit hits the fan. But Miz and Maurice haul ass out of there, and Nikki tells Maurice that she's gonna break you. I can't say the cuss words, but I can, but it really doesn't make any difference. So they're building to that program. It'll be okay. Kicking off the show with actual wrestling. We got Becky Lynch taking on Mickie James in the 2 out of 3 falls. Decent match, good back and forth. We've seen better of Becky and Mickie, but Mickie picks up the first fall. I'm gonna roll up. Becky Lynch picks up the second fall with a roll up also, and then on the third, getting down to the third fall, Alexa Bliss comes in for the interference, but Becky Lynch pushes Mickie James into her, and she falls off the apron, and Becky Lynch pulls Mickie James into the disarmor, and Mickie James taps out. No dislocated arm here. Then we pull out. We get AJ Styles versus Luke Harper. Winner gets the #1 contender match at WrestleMania against Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship. Great match, good back and forth. We know what Luke Harper and AJ Styles are capable of, especially AJ Styles. Luke Harper's a big man that can really get it done in the middle of the square circle. AJ Styles, best professional wrestler in my opinion. Um, AJ Styles wins this match twice. He hits the first fall. AJ Styles nails Luke Harper with the phenomenal form and gets the 1, 2, 3. But it's controversy. You know, we can't get nothing without controversy. So Luke Harper's leg is on the rope. Foot is on the bottom rope for this match in the first fall. AJ Styles is rewarded the win, and Shane McMahon comes out and restarts the decision, restarts the match, and AJ Styles is on the outside arguing with Shane, and then Shane eats a super kick. It's a super kick from Luke Harper, and he's down for a minute. The AJ Styles and Luke Harper go back and forth for a while. AJ Styles hits Luke Harper with the 450 off the ring ropes and gets the 1, 2, 3, and he's headed on to WrestleMania. And he tells Shane that's what he gets on the way out for interfering in the match, for restarting the match, I should say. And then so we know what that means. It's building to the Shane versus AJ Styles match at WrestleMania. Dean Ambrose versus Kurt Hawkins isn't really a match. You blink your eyes, you're gonna miss it. Dean Ambrose storms down to the ring. Kurt Hawkins hits Kurt Hawkins with the dirty D's, and the match is over. And Ambrose grabs the microphone, calls out Baron Corbin for a fight. Baron Corbin doesn't show, but he shows up on the Titantron and cuts a promo, setting up their match at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. Hopefully they don't throw them into a fatal 4-way triple threat match or anything like that. You know, because these guys can really probably put on a good show. Dean Ambrose can be the perfect foil for Baron Corbin's propel push to the main event. Hopefully we get a no-holds-barred match here. Let's get the no-holds-barred match we should have got last year with Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar, this year with Baron Corbin and Dean Ambrose. Brock Lesnar didn't want to do too much last year. Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin can really do a lot of things in the square circle. So let's really hope for that. I think this match might be okay. Might be awesome. You know, Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin probably can do some things. So we'll see. And
we finally getting a one-on-one championship match for the Intercontinental title. As for the last 2 to 3 years, we got a multi-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship.
And those necessarily weren't bad matches. It just, you know, Intercontinental Championship. You know, you represent that with, you know, Macho Man and
Steamboat,
Razor,
Michaels,
you know,
Bret Hart, Roddy Piper,
Ultimate Warrior. You know, the workhorses of the WWE over the past years. You know, Jericho, Rob Van Dam, Hardys, and all those guys. But yeah, so hopefully we get that one-on-one match we rightfully deserve as WWE fans, and let's hope these guys put on the show. You know, coming up next we're gonna have Apollo Crews and Dolph Ziggler match right out the gate. Apollo Crews attacked Ziggler during the entrance, and they put on a decent match for a chairs match on Smackdown. You know, Apollo Crews looking really good. You know, a lot of fans don't really take to him, and he hasn't getting over, but I think guys should really get behind him. He's an okay talent, man. He's really athletic. He got a great physique, man. And you know, let him, you know, get behind him, push him, you know, so he can get that push he rightfully deserves, man. You know, Dolph Ziggler. What can we say about Dolph? Dolph Ziggler's the underdog, always overlooked, but does what he does, professional, puts on a hell of a show, man. Dolph Ziggler deserves I think he deserves a run with that main event strap, man. Somewhere down the line, man. You know, he probably won't get it, you know, not this year, not next year, but hopefully down the line. Dolph Ziggler is awesome, man. So shout out to Dolph Ziggler. Keep doing your thing, man. And, you know, hopefully it'll come to you. Maybe they'll believe in you, put the trust behind you to really propel you into the main event, man. You know, you deserve it. At least one more time. Main event, Bray Wyatt promo. Bray Wyatt, you know, typical Bray Wyatt promo work for Bray Wyatt has always been awesome. You know, talking about how AJ Styles is going to go down by the hands of Bray Wyatt, but little does Bray Wyatt know that he's going to get a little bit of a surprise, as you know, he tells the audience that Randy Orton's at the compound of Wyatt's, and Randy Orton starts cutting a promo on Bray how couple of months back said if he can't beat him, join him. And he said he has a new saying now. Screw him. So we know what that means. Randy Orton wants his title match back that he won at the Royal Rumble. So we're gonna get that Bray Wyatt Randy Orton match. We don't, that's the match we've been waiting for as fans. Fantasy warfare. That's really fantasy warfare coming to live. Randy Orton and AJ Styles. They're gonna put on a great match, but we know Randy Orton's not going down by the hands of AJ Styles. He needs to start picking up steam going towards WrestleMania in the main event of WrestleMania between him and Bray Wyatt. So if you enjoyed the commentary, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Forward Pier, and this is my little bro, Mr. 2200. Peace.